rush. Okay, now I did try this the other day when I was doing a video. I can't remember what the video was, but what he actually wanted me to do was to drink this and talk about Rambo movies. So that's what I'm going to be doing, guys. Let's open this up first. Pinky says hi. Right. Oh, guys, this is great. I actually haven't had a drink this morning at all, so this is going to go down very well. Cheers. Oh. Oh, that is really cold. I've had it in the freezer. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about is the movie First Blood. This film, which starred Sylvester Stallone, came out in 1982, and it was originally a book from 1972. And basically what it's about is an ex-Vietnam veteran called John Rambo. And what happens is he'd fought in the Vietnam War, won the Congressional Medal of Honor, and was coming back to this small town to see one of his friends who he had fought with. When he gets there, he talks to the guy's wife, who informs him that he has now died of cancer because of a chemical called Agent Orange that gave a lot of soldiers cancer when they came back from Vietnam. So that's sort of how the movie starts. He was like, they were all good friends and everything, both of these people. He was hoping to come and meet up with him and everything, but sadly he'd passed away. So he then walks into town to try and get, something to eat when the sheriff pulls up in his car. Cheers. Oh, so nice. So the sheriff pulls up, thinking that he's just a vagrant, So, when John Rambo asks him and says he just wants to get something to eat, he says, well, there's a diner 30 miles down the road. He goes, get in, I'll give you a lift over the bridge, because he clearly doesn't want him there. So he drives him back over the bridge and then drops him off, and then John Rambo turns around and starts walking back into the town. So the sheriff then gets out of the car and searches him and finds his knife on him. John Rambo has his knife, and so he arrests him. I think think he does arrest him for vagrancy, and takes him back to the police station, where you have these cops, and some of them are not very nice, and immediately look at him as some sort of, some vagrant. They give him like a hose wash, put a ice cold hose on him, and then say that they're gonna shave him, but they go to shave him with like a cutthroat razor, and then Rambo has these flashbacks of when he was in Vietnam, getting cut up by the people there, and ends up having a fight with all these cops, and escapes, and he steals someone's motorbike and rides into the woods, but now the police all go after him. He's then in this like forest, and the police are trying to kill him, and one of the cops, who is like a really nasty piece of work in the movie, is in a helicopter, trying to shoot him. So Rambo throws a rock up at the helicopter, which hits the sort of windshield, if you like. So the helicopter sort of goes a little bit out of control momentarily, and the cop falls to his death on the rocks below. So then Rambo just says, look, I don't want any more, I don't want no trouble, just let this go. But the cop, now the sheriff, because like one of his men's now been he's now dead, he starts, it's sort of now he wants revenge. You can see that. So so he ends up setting all these different traps. What he does is he gets sort of branches and the leaves and camouflages himself, and one of the cops is there, and he jumps out and sort of knifes him in the leg. He doesn't actually kill anyone in this movie. He doesn't kill anyone in this movie at all. It's sort of nothing like the movies that followed. But yeah, he gets one of them like that. Another one, he sets a trap with these spikes that sort of come up and hit him in the thighs. And another one, he traps sort of behind the tree with like a thing around his neck and everything. So, but then I think the National Guard are called in, and they all start shooting at him. So he has to go through this. I think it's like an old mine shaft. He goes through. It's like this big, long sort of cave, and he has to cut up like a piece of I think it's a piece of canvas or something he finds, and he puts that around him, and he makes like a torch, like a fire torch, going through this cave, and it's all dark and cold and everything, and all these rats fall on him and everything, and it's really not nice. Anyway, eventually he sort of ends up at this gas station, and in the meantime this, I think he's a colonel, comes to the town, and he tells the sheriff and says, you do know this guy. It's an ex-Green Beret and won the Congressional Medal of Honor. When these people just thought he was a nobody, Anyway, eventually it sort of ends up at this garage that Rambo blows up, and the sheriff sort of goes after him, and Rambo shoots the sheriff. He doesn't kill him, he just shoots him, and he falls through the roof, and you sort of think he's about to kill him, but then the colonel comes in and says, no, don't do it. And there's like loads of police cars like everywhere outside, and he says, look, it's over, you're not gonna stand a chance against these people. They're all these like cops. But that's when you have Rambo sort of breaks down and he starts talking about how horrible he's been treated since he's come back from Vietnam, and all the protesters that was all calling them names and everything else, and he sort of says that they had like a code of honour when he was in the war, and could drive a tank and fly an helicopter and everything else. And then he goes on about this thing that happened in a bar involving like a shoe shine box, which was a bomb and blew up his friend right in front of him, and all this. He's clearly got like a sort of post-traumatic stress syndrome. And he eventually just breaks down and cuddles up to like the colonel and gives himself up. It's an absolutely brilliant film, guys. It's sort of nothing like the ones that followed, the Rambos that followed, all really good movies, but that one, is totally different, and it's really interesting because there's so many things as well that had happened with it. Is the original book, in the original book, Rambo wasn't as quite a sympathetic character as he is in the film. He was quite different, and quite vicious, and he did actually kill lots of people in the book. And the ending of the book as well involved the sheriff, who was also a war veteran from, I think, Korea. He'd won a medal in Korea in the Korean War, and so it was Rambo who had won the medal in Vietnam against this sheriff. So he wasn't just a normal sheriff like he is in the movie. And it ended up with them, I think both of them, shooting each other at the same time, fatally wounding each other. And what had happened is we had lots of, there was like, I believe, I've read about it that it was Al Pacino, but I've also read a lot of stories that it was Kirk Douglas. Kirk Douglas wanted to play the Colonel, but he wanted it to stay the same as the book, where they both died at the end. And because they wouldn't change that he didn't do it, he didn't play the Colonel, and Al Pacino apparently was going to play John Rambo, but didn't want to do it because the ending, he wanted Rambo to be this vicious, nasty guy like he was in the actual book. Oh, that's so nice. Also, during the filming, which is another thing I really like, because Sylvester Stallone really does put a lot into his films. He does his own stunts and everything. He's like, for real in this. They filmed it in Canada, and it was absolutely freezing, and he does literally just go around in like a vest with this piece of canvas. Does he have a vest on? Or just a piece of canvas anyway, actually I think it is. And he was genuinely freezing cold when he's going through that cave. That cave is freezing cold. It's all for real. And he's walking through the ice cold water. Also, he has this scene where he jumps from a cliff ledge and lands in this tree, and he sort of breaks through the branches and hits one, and sort of screams out. The scream was real because he actually did, I think he cracked his ribs on the tree branch coming down. So that was all real as well. Absolutely brilliant movie, guys. If you've never seen it, please watch it. I was actually talking to Travis last month about it, and she was like really interested in it. And she said, "Oh, I want to watch that. It sounds really good." So we're gonna be watching it tonight. So after you've watched this, guys, whack it on. If you've never seen it before, and if you have seen it before, put the Blu-ray on because it looks fantastic as well. Really, really good film, and like so interesting. Another fact was that apparently Sylvester Stallone, when he'd first made it, it was like the first cut was 3.5 hours long or something like that, and he hated it, and it got to the point where he was going to buy it and destroy it because he just didn't like how it was. But eventually, after editing it all together, and I think they cut it down to 40 minutes at first to get it distributed, and then it ended up about 90 minutes, like an hour and a half long, and it is actually really, really good. It's a really good film, guys. So yeah, that was my little ramble. If you like this video, guys, please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already, because if you subscribe, you'll get notified about all my new videos and you'll never miss one. So please subscribe if you haven't, and also leave a comment as well. I may do another part talking about the other Rambo movies. If you'd like me to do that, please let me know in the comments. I will be back with more eating videos and more Resident Evil gameplay videos, so please stay tuned. Like I said, hit that subscribe button, and then you'll be notified and you won't ever miss a video. Okay, I'm gonna go now, guys, but in the meantime, have yourself